Today I'm just going to take you through a quick, it could be quick 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes movement break, more of a workout focused on the upper body. I am going to be using equipment, both bands and dumbbells. I'll take you through it, and you'll also need a chair, a bench, a sofa, something that we can do our dips on. Our rep range is going to be about 10 to 15 reps. But that's totally adjustable on you. I'm going to go through 2 sets today, but I recommend you do anywhere between 1 to 3, depending on your time. So without further ado, take you through it. Our first is our band row. The band I'm using today does have handles, but you could also use a TheraBand. You could use a loop band for this, not like the small ones that go around your legs, but more sort of like this style here. And then the second round I take you through, I'll use dumbbells. So the bench over row, what we're going to do is I'm standing about hip width within my band. I hinge from the hips, slight bend at the knees, and then I'm driving my elbows past my body. And the more tension that I put on the band, so if I grab the band lower, the harder it is, and the more parallel I get to the ground while keeping my chest up and my spine straight. That will make it more difficult as well. So driving the elbows past the body, just show you what it looks like from the front. You won't get too much information there. Driving the elbows past my body. I'm not shrugging my shoulders. And again, anywhere between 10 to 15 reps is fine on that. For our band pull apart, I am actually going to use my other band here, but you could do this all with your same band. Arms are going to be shoulder height, straight out, and all I'm doing is I'm pulling the band apart without shrugging my shoulders and returning to neutral. I pull the band apart. The big thing with this is that we squeeze the shoulder blades, and you can adjust the tension on your band, but you can really see, touch a little bit here, you can really see how I squeeze my shoulder blades together at the end without elevating, shrugging my shoulders, or elevating my arms. I'm just pulling apart, squeezing the shoulder blades, and I return, just like so. Band curl, I am going to switch back to the ones with handles, but again, I could use that band. I'm going to step on my band, feet still hip width apart, right? And you can always make this harder too. If I step wider, it would make it more difficult because they put more resistance on the band. Standing nice and tall, elbows pinned at my sides. Notice how my elbows don't come forward as I curl. Nice and tall. Working more of the biceps here. Just like so. And again, those elbows stay pinned to my sides, right? I'm not coming forward to lift those up. That's cheating. That's using a little bit more shoulder than you want to. My elbows are pinned at my sides. And I never return fully to the bottom. You see, I'm not hanging out down here. That's relaxed. I keep tension the whole time by not resting at the top or the bottom. So chair dips, this is the only one that won't be modified throughout based on equipment. We're just going to use our chair. Hopefully you can see me fully here. But I take a seat on the edge of my chair. I get my butt off the chair just a little bit. My legs are bent at 90-90. I pretend that I'm squeezing a beach ball behind my back with my elbows, and then I slowly lower to a comfortable range of motion, and I push back up. Forever squeezing that beach ball behind my back so that my elbows are pointed straight back. And you'll notice I'm not going down to this crazy, 90 degrees in my shoulder. You don't really need to get an effective tricep workout. And if I need to make it a little harder, I can stretch out my legs a little bit more. Or I can get a little bit more range of motion. But the important thing is that the elbows are pointed straight back. You're squeezing them behind your back. and you're not moving through a range of motion where you feel impinged, right? You're just moving through a range of motion where you feel comfortable. And then our overhead band press, you could do this single side, you can do this standing on both ends, pressing up, but you need a relatively large band. So I'm going to just do this single side here. So I'm stepping on my loop. I could step on the handle one as well. I'm stepping on my loop. My palms are faced forward, and I'm just pressing up. And when I return, I'm returning to a little lower than elbow at shoulder height. Press up. You can go all the way down for a little bit more range of motion. Side here. My elbow stays in line with my torso. I'm a nice straight line. I'm not leaning back. If you find yourself needing to lean back, you can take this staggered step, right? Staggered step. Press forward. And you can adjust this if you want to do a little bit more the front of the shoulder. You can keep your elbow in front. If you want to get a little bit more of the full shoulder, elbow at the side. So I recommend doing about 8 per side, maybe 10 per side on those. But that takes us through sort of the band style. I'll show you with dumbbells now how you can do this. I'll omit the chair dips the second time around. You can do those if you're going through. Again, this is less of a follow along video and more of a this is how you do these exercises. Try to go through it, 1 to 3 rounds video. I'll be doing some more of these, so go ahead and stay tuned. I just want to give people an idea of what you can do through your movement break. So the last time through, I'll take you through what I would do for this and do it at sort of real time. Maybe you could follow along with that if you're looking for more something like that. Without further ado, everything is the same. We've just changed our equipment. I hinge from the hips. Dumbbells are at my side. The starting position is at my knees. I drive my elbows past my body and I return to the starting position. Squeezing my elbows at the top, squeezing those back muscles. And then from the front, again, not too much information you get from the front. This is what it looks like. Driving the elbows past my body, just like so. Our band pull aparts, you probably want a lighter weight for this. These are 10 pounds, which is probably, a good weight for me, but might not be such a good weight for you. You might want to go a little lighter, a little heavier. Same position as bent over row. I hinge from the hips. I fly, pinching my shoulder blades behind my back. And if you have heavier weights and you want to make this easier, what you can do is I can keep my elbows bent. If I wanted to make it harder, I would go with straight arms, right? We're just lengthening the lever. With that same principle, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades behind my back. I'm squeezing them at the top of the motion. Band curl, we just go for the bicep curl, so elbows pinned at my side. I don't rest at the top. I don't rest at the bottom. I'm just standing nice and tall. If you find yourself leaning, you can go that staggered step approach. Chair dips, like I said, I won't repeat. With that overhead band press, now we can do both sides at the same time. Staggered step if you need to. Just like so. So now that we've gone through everything with both sets of equipment, I'm going to use both based on how I would do this workout. And I would start with my dumbbells. Use what you have though. If this is, if you're using canned goods at home, if you're using a reusable grocery bag filled with weight, use what you have to be able to do these workouts. Even your arms on some of those workouts, like this exercise here, right? Your arms still have weight and you can still do that motion, squeeze those shoulder blades to get that workout, to work out those muscles. So I'll take you through 10 reps of everything, sort of at the pace I would do it. And then you can come to a sense of, how many sets you want to do and continue off that. So I hinge from the hips. I would do my rows with dumbbells. Just at this pace, sort of 2 up, 2 down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. Hinge from the hips. A straight spine. Driving the elbows past the body. That's 10 there. The band pull apart, I would use the band 100% for this. This is just a great exercise. Shoulder height, squeezing my shoulder blades at the back together. I don't shrug when I do this motion. And if 10 reps is really hard for you, go ahead and, lower it to 8, lower it to 6, whatever you need it to be, or lower the weight. Same pace, sort of that 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, and then we have our band curl. I would probably, it really doesn't matter on this one. I'm going to go with the dumbbells. Actually, I'm going to go with my other band here. Really, this one I find just with the band rows, I find the equipment doesn't have too much of a bearing. I like resistance bands because it's full time under tension, right? There's not a point in this exercise where I feel like my muscle can relax or take a break, and time under tension is key. Keeping my elbows pinned at my sides, right? They're not moving. Looking straight ahead. Not leaning, standing nice and tall. There's 10. Chair dips. Again, you could use like a couch or a bench, depending on how high or how difficult you want it to be. The higher the surface, the easier it will be. Bending my legs. Elbows are pointed straight behind me. Squeezing that beach ball behind my back. Going through a comfortable range of motion. Just breathing naturally. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think we got one more here. Perfect. And then just because I like to be, going through. We're going to use the dumbbells because we can do both at the same time. Straight overhead. Staggered step. If you find yourself leaning. Elbows in line with the shoulders. One, 2, 1, 2. 3 more reps. Actually, I think I have one more, but if I did 10, if I did 11, that's fine. So that's just to give you an idea of how the pace works. Hopefully you can use this little movement break to add in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes of some resistance training into your day. There will be more of these on the way. Some will be relatively short like this. Some will be close to that 20-minute mark. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can use this. And I will see you in the next video.